Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sango from Sango Gaming here, and today I got a special video for you guys. Now, I know that one of the hardest skills to develop in Warzone and in any game in general is going to be your game sense, your ability to make decisions or split decisions that can lead you to victory. And I thought that I could bring you guys a video breakdown of my last win that I had in my last video and really go into depth into like why we did things, how we did it, the reasoning behind my decisions and Matt's decisions, my teammate. And I really think this will help you guys a lot because game sense is one of those factors of a game that will not happen overnight. Can't really practice it. The only way to really get better at it is to play the game and put in the hours and, learn different situations and things like that. So it's not easy and it does take a lot of time. But the other way that you can develop game sense, which is not consistently playing the game, is to, of course, watch videos on YouTube. But a lot of times when I'm searching through YouTube, some of these really high-leveled players, they don't really break down their gameplays as often. You get a slight glimpse into how they do things, but you only see the surface. You don't see what's going on in here. So I thought I'd bring you guys a little bit of an in-depth gameplay breakdown that hopefully you can come back to later on and kind of see, okay, this is why he did this, and okay, I need to make sure that if I'm ever put in this kind of situation, this is what we should do because this is what works most of the time. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, and also like the videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this is educational and it helps you guys a lot when you're playing Warzone. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and I'll see y'all in the next one. All right, so first things first, right? When you're about to land into Warzone, you want to make sure that you land somewhere good, because landing somewhere good is going to easily set the tempo for your game. So if you can see here, right, we have, let's see, a pretty decent circle. It's not great. A really good circle is one that's basically center of the map, so it would be like right here, But then we don't really have that. We have one that's pushed a little bit north, which is not bad. It's okay. It's an okay circle. So, also another note, if you think that the final circle is going to end on dam, make sure you bust your ass over there as fast as possible because dam endings are trash. You have this open field here. You have two buildings that people can hide in, and that's it. People are going to be fighting over those buildings. And then also people rotating over on the dam itself. So it's a chokehold right here. It's open over here, and this is the only two places that you can really hold. So with that being said, if you think it's going to be a dam ending, go ahead and make your way over there as fast as possible, man, because it is rough, let me tell you. But yeah, so right here we have a decent circle and we're trying to figure out where to go. One thing to note is that anywhere that has contracts are going to be hot drops for sure, especially scavs and bounties. So if you're looking for a hot drop, go ahead and find those places and drop in. If not, you want to drop somewhere that maybe doesn't have as many contracts there. Like somewhere like here is actually pretty solid. Stadium is always good because no one really lands stadium anymore, no matter what contracts are in there. Superstore is always hot. Airport's always hot. Storage town is going to be pretty hot normally. So we decided to land train. And the nice thing about train is that train is very underrated. Not a lot of people land here, but at the same time, it provides a lot of loot. It provides a lot of money, good crates. There's normally a buy station here, so it's a pretty solid place to land. So I just drop middle here, trying to loot up as fast as I can.
Pull off early.
So normally when I'm looting here, I'm looking for two guns, an assault rifle and a SMG. So you see here, I picked up the this LMG here, and then I picked up the Uzi, I think, and I flipped over to the Kilo. I personally prefer the Kilo. The Kilo is really strong early game, but that's not to say that you can use whatever you want, right?
Yeah, you never know, dude.
Sometimes I like to switch over to the car as well. Car is really good early game because a lot of people don't have a lot of armor, so it's really easy to just two-tap them.
Someone's downstairs.
Okay, so here I heard someone. I heard footsteps, and so I was kind of on my toes already. I didn't want to get jumped, and it's duels, so it's not too bad when you get jumped by people, but I didn't want to get taken by surprise. So as you can see here, Matt is kind of watching the stairs and I'm watching these stairs, because one of the only ways that they can come up to us is through the escalator here or through these stairs, unless they go all the way around, they zip up and then they drop down, but highly unlikely because I can hear him below me on my right. So I held this for a really long time, but one thing you want to make sure is you don't hold these kind of angles for too long, mainly because the aggressor is normally going to be the one that wins in most situations. Sometimes it's not the case, but if you can get the jump on them, it's also good as well. I'm just checking bottom here. I just want to make sure that he's not here. He popped that door open, so I know he was down there for sure. So if you look at our cash at the bottom left, we have a lot of cash, and that's what I was talking about when I say train station is really good yet underrated. So you can see only us landed here basically with one other team, and we were able to loot really quickly, and look how much cash that we have. We're all set up. We have both satchels, enough money to buy a UAV loadout and extra if we wanted to. So we're pretty set. We're pretty good right now. So train station, remember guys, train station is a good place to land if you're looking for a place that's semi-safe with a lot of loot. So we go ahead and pop it here. Always make sure that you guys are popping your loadouts in a safe spot where you're not going to get, you know, shot in the open or whatever. And I think I ran yeah, so I'm running snipers in the M4. This is like my sweaty-ish class right here. Normally my super sweat class would be a car, but I wanted to try the AX50, so I went ahead. Down that guy, heard the shooting. Whiffed a bunch of shots here. I don't know how I whiffed all of these, but I'm sure you guys are better than me at that, so you're not gonna whiff your shots, right? But yeah, I whiffed a lot. Finally hit him. We got the team wipe. And we know that that other team took out, like the two teams canceled each other out, but there was just one guy left. So one was down, which is the one I downed, and then his other teammate was right there, so I killed him, and then we got the team wipe. So we know that red is pretty much clear already. There's no one there. In terms of that fighting that was going on, there shouldn't be anyone there. So here I'm just checking roofs. Just want to make sure that no one's glinting us or looking at us from those angles, because you never really know in Warzone. People could be looking at you from like halfway across the map and you wouldn't know. So now we hear some more fighting and shooting. Normally when I hear fighting and shooting, I go towards it. Unless it's a lot, then maybe I won't. But normally I will. So I'm trying to get a better angle here. I don't have the best angle because see how this ledge is really high? I can't really see what's below me. So these up here, these ledges here are really good for looking down and also looking across. And they provide a little bit of cover in case you're getting beamed or sniped or something. These are really good. Here is more safe because you can't see what's below you and no one can shoot you from below. But at the same time, you can't shoot at people below either. So it makes it kind of tough because you'd have to hop on this. Kind of makes you, you know, puts you out there in the open. People can shoot you from different angles below, like far, near. So if you're on train, try to hold these up here. These are really good. But if you want to play a little safer, right here on the main roof is also good as well. So again, here we hear the shooting. Right now you can't see it because my screen is blocking it, but we are being hunted. So we thought that those guys were probably the bounty because it was pretty much orange reddish at this point already. So we knew they were close for sure. So I'm just scanning. I see him. I missed my shot and I got aim punched really hard. Another thing, another tidbit. If you're fighting a sniper and you have a really good optic or something that can hit them really well, aim punch them in the face because that's the sniper's weakness. If you can keep consistently hitting a sniper with a gun, 9 times out of 10 they're not going to be able to hit you, because if you just saw there, I just got aim punched so hard that I couldn't even aim straight. And that's one disadvantage that sniping has when you're fighting against ARs. Sure, you have range, but at the same time they have a higher rate of fire. So if they can keep hitting you and they're good, you know, you're not going to be able to hit them with that sniper unless you relocate or they're not looking at you. So that's how you would counter a sniper. You just have to hit your shots. You have to hit them accurately, and you got to aim punch them and move. That's how you do. You shoot, hit, they're going to take cover, move. Shoot, hit, take cover, move. That's how you got to do it. So you saw there, he aim punched me. What did I do naturally? I took cover because I got a heal, right? I don't have, my armor's low. And so that would have been a perfect part, or a perfect point at that point to go ahead and push us, but they didn't. So my teammate has an angle. He said he downed one, so I'm like, okay, that's perfect. I saw the other one behind there, and there she is,
Tagged him.
hitting me again. Then I repeat, didn't see her. So now I'm thinking, okay, I need to get a better angle on this because she's just gonna hide behind us. She knows I have a sniper. I have the higher advantage. She's gonna just sit there and wait, or she's gonna try and run out. So I'm thinking here, I need to find myself a better angle maybe, or try to figure out some way to get a different angle on her.
Good.
Yeah, got the
So she's still shooting at me. I pretty much know where she is. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try and move and find a different angle. That's very important when you're playing Warzone. Try to find different angles on your opponent, especially when you're in a gunfight. You want to make yourself unpredictable. You don't want them to continuously hold that angle because it gives them the advantage. So here Matt goes down, and he almost dies, but he has a self-revive. And for some reason, this guy here doesn't push him, which I don't really understand. Because, well, I mean, putting things into consideration, maybe it was because they thought that maybe I jumped off. But Matt's almost dead. He's down. If I was in this guy's situation, I would have heavy pushed Matt and tried to kill him, because you got to thirst for this exact reason that you don't know if they have a self-revive. But lucky for me, Matt had a self-revive, and I was still on the roof able to kind of watch to see if he was going to push, because I thought he was, because that's what I would do. But he didn't end up pushing, so I was like, okay, well, I can at least hold this angle, help him get his self-revive off. He's pretty safe, except he's safe right in this spot here. He's safe in this spot here, and the only way that they can come around is through here. And of course, he could come around this angle and hide here, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to swing really hard. So that's why I was holding it here.
Drop me down.
So Matt's able to get the self-revive. I drop to go and help him, and sure enough, this guy starts to push a little bit late. I down him, got him, then he's dead. No team wipe though.
That's not them.
Yeah, and our bounty was still on us. So the reason I ran this way, and the reason that I hid in this corner, was for 2 reasons. One, you can see the gas coming in. So because the guys that we killed was not our bounty. That was not our guys. The only way for them to really push on us is to come from here. They're going to come this way, or this way, which then I can see because I have this 45-degree angle here at the top, right? I got this like 45, 90-degree like area that I can look at as they're pushing in, so I'll be able to see them. Of course, I won't be able to run, but I trust myself enough to try to get those, hit those shots before they can hit me. The other reason is because I don't want to get flanked from behind. Kind of synergizes with this. No one can push me from behind because I'm against a wall. Matt's on my left, so if they push from behind us, quote unquote, I know that where they are because they're going to see Matt first. Technically, it's kind of like a bait, but not really. I'm not purposefully just waiting just so I can get the kills. Strategically, I just want to make sure that we don't get flanked, and I was trying to tell him to like come here too, but then he was kind of safe in that little cubby he was in. No one can really push from behind him unless they hop over the wall, so he was semi safe.
Either he's coming from behind me or he's... Yeah, should I get back upstairs if we can? Actually, I feel like they might just...
So here we're looting. I knew there was no one in front of us, so they had to be to our left. Matt spots them, so we go ahead and we just push them hard. Looks like they were pushing for their loadout because it was a double. So we went ahead and we tried to cut them off as best as possible. Here I see him, tag him a little, I missed. Looking for a better angle. I didn't know there was 2, thought there was only 1. Always assume there's 2. I start getting lit here, and I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out a better angle for this. So I'm gonna run around and try to get that flank on the left.
Did you down the other guy?
Yeah, Elam.
Lucky for me, this guy came around, and then Matt downed the other guy, so we were able to get the team wipe, which was really, really good. I almost died though, so he almost got the jump on me for sure, but I know Matt was going to be able to clean that up because he was really close to me.
But I think we're okay.
Then after that, we go ahead, we get our ghost. Typical. Grab that ghost loadout. and then we're on our merry way. There's a few ways that you can play this rotation here, because we're getting pushed into like titties / like superstore area, and normally that place is pretty hot for the most part. So when you're on rotations, and especially if the circle ends on those areas, you really got to be careful, because a lot of players like to just gatekeep there. They'll sit on top of titties, they'll sit on top of the roofs on the buildings around titties, they'll sit on superstore. There's a lot of rooftops to sit on, so you really need to be careful when you're doing those rotations, and to really decide what it is that you guys want as a goal on the rotation. So for example, for us here, we just want to get into zone. We're looking for kills, we're trying to like frag out. So we go ahead and we decide just to push straight into titties. But a more smarter way would have maybe been to push into the mountain, because the mountain provides a lot of cover, and a lot of the players that are rotating into the circle from like hospital and stuff will run up there too. So you'll probably catch them on the rotation as they're running over, and you guys are running on, if that makes sense. So that's one way that you could handle it. You could have also ran around into like boneyard area / storage town area and did that rotation over there. That one is not too bad as well. Boneyard is a little bit tricky because there's a lot of places to hide, a lot of areas to kind of camp in, so that one's pretty tough as well. So this circle we had wasn't the best circle in terms of rotating off, but we made it work somehow. So the reason that we're going back here is because if you look at the bottom, we have a lot of cash again, and we really need some sort of UAV or some sort of eyes on this rotation, because it's such a, it's such a crazy rotation. So we went UAV. I bought double UAV. I think Matt bought a UAV. He bought something else too. So you see, now we know, right? There's a team in the town across from titties, so we know that we don't want to rotate into them per se. And we know that no one else is around us for the most part, unless they're ghosted. So we can kind of rest at ease. I see there's a lot of people on our left as well, running into like that storage town area, so we don't want to get in there. I just popped that one more time. I could have saved it because I know that there aren't a lot of people around us, but I popped it anyways just to be safe. We hear shooting, so we know someone's ghosted.
Probably police. The hell?
But our main concern is to not fight that right now. We just want to get into circle. So we're running around IHOP. Running around the corner here, trying to figure out a place to go. I thought this building might have been pretty good, but I realized it's not in circle. So the next best thing would to be go on the circle, or on the building that's ping, which is blue. It's in the circle. We can gatekeep pretty easily. I see these guys here, and I just whiffed my shots. I could have easily killed maybe at least one of them, but it is what it is. I just missed. And then we started getting shot at, and Matt was trying to figure it out. I was trying to tell Matt to hurry and get into the building, because we can figure out where they're shooting at us once we get up on height. Remember, height is king no matter what you're doing in this game. Always be sure that you have the highest, point that you can get. And this one's pretty high for us, so we decided to hop on here. Our only main concern right now is that we're going to get killed from the guys up on this building, that titty building on the left, that one right there. That was our main concern, because that's the only team that can really see us. Superstore is kind of far, so I'm not too worried about that. I accidentally shot there because I hit my keyboard like an idiot, but that's besides the point. Checking rooftops again. Just want to make sure that no one is looking at us, no one is aiming down or has the jump on us. At this point already, I was already thinking that no one was on titty, but there was a team on there that you'll see later on, and they started firing at us really hard, which kind of sucked. I think Matt found someone too. A little bit up ahead. We'll see. Yeah, see. So that guy on titty right now is nailing us.
Titty. Get down. He can.
Matt couldn't find the door. So he was like struggling to get in.
I was like, shit, where's the...
And yeah, now we're just literally I'm trying to find this guy. I want to shoot him,
Where's this fucking guy?
But I couldn't.
Like,
he just
he
just blasted us and then ran away, so I didn't really know where he was, so I said forget it. It's not my concern right now. But we did hear people kind of close to us, like next to us in orange. If you can see on top here, we have this next building pinged orange. We heard people running, so kind of on our toes right now. We don't have to push in yet. We have a minute. We can take our time.
Oh, that's ours.
And then we just heard the door pop open too. I thought that was our door. That was actually the next door. It sounds really close. So I ghosted here. I not ghosted, but I deadied here, which I probably could have saved, honestly. But I just wanted to get a jump on them because I know they're on our right. The way that the circle's rotating here, I knew that they're gonna have to push to our building, or they're gonna try at least. So I wanted to get a jump on them and basically ambush them. Matt's holding the stairs, which is good. They know we're in here too because they heard us. So, and now looking at that, we know they're ghosted. So that's why they didn't pop up on our UAV. One jumped off. I was assuming that was the one on titties, but looking back at it now, I think that was the guy right next to me. We get the jump on this guy. He immediately gets deleted. His teammate is still there because we didn't get the wipe, so we know he's around somewhere. He starts throwing Semtex grenades at us and didn't really affect us that much. I'm holding the door while Matt plates. It's always good to cover each other. Matt flashed, but he didn't hit anything. So circle's coming in. Now we got to push. So he's not in the back here. We doubt he is. So I go to the front, and there he is. Easy kill. Hold that angle. I don't even think he shot me, which was weird. But now the circle's coming in. We're getting pressured by the circle. So
Titties, I wonder?
we're chilling now, or I'm chilling at least. Matt wants to get the car so we can just rotate over faster, which I was like, yeah, that's fine. It's totally cool. So he grabs the car with taking 0 damage for some reason. Even though he was in the gas.
Oh, this is gonna be juicy.
And we just start rotating over. This rotation is into hangars area, which is also not a bad spot to rotate into. The only thing is you have the quarry buildings and some of these rooftops here, like on these green. And if you notice, we've seen one, right? So we have a minute, almost 2 minutes for our rotation. We're right next to the circle, so that's why we got out early. And we know there's someone here next to us. I catch this guy trying to get here. I missed my shots, and he goes down.
Nice.
Or Matt downs him. I missed that, but that's okay.
Where is he? Oh, okay.
And there that guy is. So if you see right there, if you seen that, how that played out, he peeked. I had a sniper, so technically I have the advantage, right? But he hit his shots and he aim punched me. And if you guys don't know what aim punch is basically when your crosshair just, it goes like up and down because you're getting hit, either in the head or wherever, right? So when you're sniping, if you're a sniper, make sure that you're trying to avoid aim punch as much as possible because that's detrimental, man. You're not going to be able to hit anything. You can't see anything. The only way you're really going to hit a shot is if you get really lucky. So he aim punched me really hard with my sniper, so I switched out to my M4. I was like, yeah, I can't fight this guy with this. Like, he's just gonna keep aim punching me like that. So I'm armoring up here, taking cover. Matt's engaging, but then Matt goes down. This guy like nailed him. So I'm gonna cover. I'm gonna watch as Matt crawls into a safe area. I'm watching this angle because that's the angle he's speaking. I'm gonna run over. So right there, I thought that he was going to go get his friend that was down by the plane, because he downed one of us. Normally in that situation, when you down someone and your teammate is down, you would go and res your teammate because your teammate is more important than finishing off those other guys. So with that in mind, I decided to peek again to see if he was gonna go push his teammate to get him, but he didn't. He wasn't there, so I was like, shit, okay, I'll just revive Matt, and then we can kind of take this fight again.
I got you. You good on armor?
So you can see gas is coming in. I'm still getting beamed from this guy across. I armor up here, and I'm like, okay, let's get out. Like, let's just get out already, because gas is coming. And then this guy here, I don't know where he came from. That was just really unfortunate COD timing. Very bad COD timing. I mean, he had no reason to be there, but he was, and so I got stuck in gulag. Now, I'll explain a little bit of the gulag run here too, just so you guys can kind of figure out how to do like 1v1s in the gulag a little easier. I like to jump peek the right angle first, because a lot of times some people will hold this right side and they'll just hold it. If I can get the, you know, the jump on them and just aim down, then I have the advantage technically, because they're gonna be, oh my god. Especially with a sniper too, a lot of people just whiff their shots. So I jump peek the right side, I don't see him, right? He's not there. Then I jump middle again in case he's like pushed on my left and he's looking at middle. I jump peek middle just to see, and then I jump peek the left side just to see if he's there too. And if they're not there, and I know they're not there, either one of two things: they pushed up middle here and they're sitting here, or they basically did what I did but just on the opposite side. So now they're over here. So what I'll do is I'll push this left side and I'll keep my eye on this right side here as I walk through. I'll gas that to see if he's over there, and then I'm gonna jump peek this right side again, and there he is. So he had pushed up all the way middle. Now because I jumped here, he's so surprised, like he doesn't know what to do. So he's gonna like I'm gonna panic shoot, he's gonna panic shoot, right? So we both miss like idiots. And so I shot first, so I can rechamber my gun a lot faster than he's gonna be able to rechamber his. Now if he was smart, he would run, or he would switch out to his fists and start punching the living daylights out of me, but he's not. Instead, he just waits to rechamber his gun to shoot back. So I take my time, I just wait for him to line up with my reticle, and I just shoot him. It's that easy. It's that easy. Be patient in the gulag, man. But if you do those little tips like jump peeking and running that rotation, you guys will be okay.
Gone, isn't it? I think it's gone. They got on it.
So I wanted my loadout, but I couldn't get my loadout at this point because it's in the gas already. Matt's over here engaging someone. Those guys are engaging someone. So I'm like, hey, this is a good time to drop in because everyone's kind of fighting each other. I'm going to drop in on Matt because I got to drop in on my teammate. He also dropped a armor box right there at the bottom, which was very clutch, honestly. I needed some armor.
Perfect.
All right, armor up here. Bust into quarry, just praying to God nobody's in here because people like to hide in here too. So I'm checking my angles, making sure no one's here. Trying to pick up as much loot as I can so that I can engage the next people. Found the SKS, which was super, super clutch, by the way. You guys are going to see in a sec, but it was really dope. Matt pushes into fire station, and I think that was a mistake on Matt's part. Not saying that Matt made a bad decision, but he could have, in that situation, if you guys are together and one of you just came back from the gulag, you guys kind of want to play a little bit more closer together, because say one of us goes down, right? Say I go down because I have no loot. Matt has his loadout still. He's able to trade off at least, or get a trade-off kill and increase our chances of survival. But if you see here on the top of the minimap, I'm in the quarry building. Matt's all the way in the front of fire station, so we're nowhere near each other. I can't trade with him. He won't be able to trade with me. So if you're put in this situation, fresh spawn, and your teammate is still alive with his loadout, make sure that you guys play a little bit more together and not be so separated. I saw this guy in here and I could have easily shot him because I was aiming in here, but I didn't because I pulled off a little bit early. And the main reason is because Matt was getting shot, so I'm trying to push up to him as fast as I can. I see that guy go up there. I know he's up there. I need to take this guy out because we're super split right now. It's a 1v1. There's no one else up here. Matt's engaging someone. I'm engaging someone. In this situation here, because we're so split already, I decided just to go for it.
Good enough. Yeah. There's our house open here.
And then boom, there he is. I take him out, get the headshot, easy kill.
Use your fucking gun, you bitch.
And then Matt goes down here, which was unfortunate. So we got a 1-for-1 trade with this other guy's team. I pick up this guy's loadout, and this guy's loadout, not gonna lie, was pretty fire. He built his guns right. It was super dope. One thing to note with the AS Val, and I've mentioned it before, is that this gun only has 30 rounds. So in group play, it's not gonna be as efficient as something that has a 50 round or a 60 round mag, you know. But in this situation, 19 teams left, most servers basically gone. It's not a bad gun. It's actually pretty solid. Yeah, I picked it up. This was my scuff loadout that I picked up.
Yikes.
Lucky for me. I was able to get that. So I hear someone shooting, and someone died over here, I'm pretty sure, because you can hear the sound effect of the guy yelling. So I knew that there was someone here. Gas is pushing in. That guy's main concern is probably going to be just to get out of the gas. So he's not even going to be paying attention. Sure enough, I see him. Take him out. It was a single, easy kill. I pick up enough money to buy Matt back for sure. I have 21k.
So
I could also buy him a loadout if he wants a loadout, but we're going to get a loadout in this next circle, so, or in the next couple circles or so. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to buy the loadout. I'm going to buy some other things that are going to help us out later.
My fucking snipers.
So he's in the gulag right now, which was really good. I'm just kind of hanging around this spot, waiting for him to either die or do something. I buy the armor box for him because when he comes back, he's not going to have any armor. So I pick up that armor box for him, and that's going to be really helpful.
Oh, mother.
And I'm over here just waiting for him to return and come back. I buy a gas mask just in case I get stuck in the gas.
Come on, dude.
Because this gas circle hurts a lot. I don't want to be stuck in there. Here I buy him back. I buy one more gas mask just to get me through into the next circle. And then we're off. So here I see a lot of fighting going on. My main concern is someone's going to flank us from the left side, trying to run in from airport.
I'm running.
There's a lot of buildings and stuff there. So I'm going to just run in that direction just to make sure that it's clear and no one's there, and then Matt can land. So one thing that you guys want to do if one of your teammates is a fresh spawn is give them one of your guns. Because right now in this situation, in the area that we're in, there's nowhere to loot and there's no guns around. So in order to increase our chances of actually just surviving into getting our next loadout for Matt, it'd be better for both of us to have some sort of gun. So I'm pretty comfortable with the sniper rifle. I was gonna give Matt the AS Val so that both of us have a gun that we can use, but he was like, nah, it's fine, just keep it. We'll be fine as long as we run to the loadout. So I said, okay, if that's how you want to play it, then I'll play it with you. When you guys are playing group, and especially when it comes to like team chemistry and stuff, when someone makes a hard decision and they're set on it, don't argue with them, just do it. And if it's the wrong decision, you guys can talk about it later and figure out why it didn't work. But for the most part, you guys shouldn't be arguing with each other, especially if it's in here while you're playing, when someone makes a hard decision like, no, this is what we want to do. As a teammate, you should say, okay, let's do it. You do it, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, talk about it later, but don't argue, because arguing just kind of like it disrupts the chemistry and it disrupts the flow, and it's not an enjoyable experience. So just do that, and you guys' team chemistry will be a lot better too.
Oh, yeah. Well, dropping armor at least.
So here I dropped the armor box for him, just so when he lands on me, he has one gun here and some armor, which is good. No ammo though, so he's gonna have to use it conservatively if we get into a gunfight, and just let me kind of handle most of the fighting.
Oh, that's not good.
Looking at the loadout,
for sure.
it was a single drop, or it might have been a double drop. I think it was a double actually, because there was a team there too. So we needed to approach this kind of cautiously and make sure that we approach it the right way so that Matt could get his loadout. I didn't want to shoot that, because I shoot that, people are going to know where I am. Our main goal right now on this rotation, remember I always set a goal for the rotation. Our main goal for this rotation was to get that loadout drop as much as possible. So I don't want to run straight into them. I want to kind of take an angle to the left and then cut across this thing as fast as possible. Crossing this and crossing any kind of like ravine or river or something like that is always really risky, because there's no cover. A lot of people that have height, especially in this area, are going to be able to see you. So you want to make sure that, you know, you're rotating cautiously. So here, this is our main concern right now. On this rotation and trying to push into the circle, anyone on height is going to have the biggest advantage on us, and we don't want that. So we're trying to take this as cautiously as possible, trying to see if anyone peeks over or looks over. We can see that the Juggernaut's up there, which is already not good, and a teammate up there. We catch these guys on the rotation, maybe thinking we can take them out. I whiff a couple shots here, but they're gone. So at this point already, we're like, all right, we're just going to leave them alone because they're running. We're already at our loadout. We're really solid in position wise, so we go ahead and try to go for it.
If we can get on the hill, it'd be pretty ideal. Oh,
then all of a sudden, out of nowhere and in perfect COD timing, two guys pop out of this building camping like mofos. And to my surprise, I'm surprised they shot me. They didn't shoot Matt, which was good, because they shot at me first, and I guess Matt took a little bit of damage as well. But that was good, because it allowed Matt to reposition himself and run away, while I take hold behind this box and literally just gun these guys down.
Cracked one.
Like they stood no chance.
Yeah.
And then this is a high stress situation, and so my thinking was at this point, okay, these two guys are behind us. We need to get Matt his loadout because he needs to have his loadout at least in order for us to have a better chance of winning. So we gotta push these guys and kill these guys as fast as we can so that they're not a threat to us anymore. Because if we just sat here and tried to get our loadout or ran, one, we probably would have died if we tried to get the loadout. And then two, if we ran, Matt wouldn't have a gun, period. And these guys would still be behind us, which is not what you want, right? You want your back to be as clear as possible. So we decided to push, I decided at least to push these guys in, and Matt followed me in, which was really good. So actually, without even saying anything, Matt was already pushing it, throwing semtexes and grenades inside. So that was really good. So here I'm pushing, I'm armoring as I'm going in. Gas is coming in too, so I know they're pressured by the gas, and I have a gas mask. They don't. So I gun this guy down, I gun this guy down. I think he kills himself. Oh no, Matt shoots him out of the window, and then we're good. We cleared behind us. Everything's Gucci now. We're okay. But now the only problem with this now is that people know where we are, and they can see, they can hear on the map, or like, you know, with their sound where exactly we are generally on the map. So people know where we are now. So now my main concern is, okay, someone's either gonna try and third party us and push us, and then try to take us out while we're kind of like quote unquote down. We weren't down because I'm full armor, basically Matt's full armor, and we're trying to get his loadout. So we weren't technically down. So if someone did third party us, we'd be able to kind of handle it. But my main concern is someone's going to third party. So I want to get Matt's loadout as fast as possible and book it.
You good? Okay, I'm gonna armor real quick.
I'm armoring here. I decided, hey, I might as well get my ghost loadout too because I died, so I don't have my ghost anymore. So I pick out my ghost loadout, and my ghost loadout is kind of junk, and I gotta actually change that later. So I ended up switching right back to the loadout that I had because it was working for me. I felt comfortable with it, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna play with this till the end game.
I did not grab those.
Matt's not ghosted, however, so if they did pop a UAV, they would know where we are, which is not good. Now on this rotation here, we know that there's a team to our left that ran there earlier, the ones that we were shooting at, and the Juggernaut is on the left side, so we don't want to push into the Juggernaut.
Everybody else fucking play with them.
So we're gonna go ahead and rotate right, and we're pinwheeling this rotation really hard, because anyone that's gonna be rotating in is gonna be right at the edge of the gas, because at this point already with 4 teams left, everyone's gonna be gas ratting it if anything. So we're heavy pinwheeling to our right up the hill. We want to get height as much as possible, and this part of the hill kind of has a lot of cover, so that's why we're pinwheeling up. Because there's a Juggernaut on the floor right now, like, we don't want to fight that Jug as much as possible. There's still 4 teams left. We want those 4 teams to take them out and lower the Jug as much as possible, so that when we fight them, it won't be as hard. So we just want them to fight the Jug as much as possible. Now,
We got nice height up here.
looking at this map right now, there's only 3 teams left, okay? And we've cleared all of the right side, so there's no one on that right side as we're running up. So in this process of elimination here, they all pretty much have to be in front of us now, that at this angle that we're looking, right? If you look at the mini map, they're either in front of us here or they're inside with the Jug. And so the Jug is one team, we're one team, and there's also one more team. So process of elimination, which is really key when you're making decisions in this game. We've cleared back right, or behind us at least. That means that they're either in front of us or they're with the Jug inside the building, or in like one of these like little small buildings here. So we're taking this very slowly, trying to figure out like how we're gonna exactly rotate.
Sure, let me just clear out this left side real quick.
So we're clearing out this side here right in front of us, just to make sure. At that point, I know maybe some of you guys saw this guy down here. I didn't see him in the beginning because my focus was like all this right here. So I didn't see this guy hiding down here in the corner. But after I heard him shoot, I was like, oh, okay, there's someone really close to us. And if you see on the mini map, he's like right there.
Oh, someone's right next to us. Right next to us somewhere.
And he decided to precision airstrike us, which I don't really understand. Because at the rate that he was like crouching and walking, he was about to airstrike himself. So I don't know what the big deal was, but I jumped down and I finished him.
Oh, I got hit. Fuck.
Unfortunately, I got down by that, but I was like, okay though. You know, I was kind of just chilling on
No,
this.
I got him. Just come get me real quick.
Hopefully no one was gonna push out of that
Okay, it's just us in the jug.
building here. Looking at here, there's still 3 teams, so I killed one of the teammates. That means there's only one more. Now at this point here, I'm gonna break this down for you guys because this is where it gets really crucial in your decision making. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is the best way to do this? We know the jug is in here. We hear him shooting, which means that the other 2 teams must be in this area. So what do we want to do? What is the best situation that we want to get ourselves into to engage these guys? Well, one, height is king. We want to get height. The only height that we have is back here. So if you're going to see here in a sec, right?
Oh my god, we're fucked, dude.
I'm going to try and run back onto this hill here. However, good old COD climbing mechanics won't let me climb up this thing at all.
God, dude. Oh my god, this
I was getting really frustrated, so I was like, okay.
I think he's in there.
And at that time that I was doing that, and at the time I was like trying to jump up on these rocks, the Juggernaut died. So the other team killed the Juggernaut, and there's only 4 people left, so it was a 2-on-2. So I was like, oh, he's dead? Good thing Matt called that out. So we know the Jug was in here, which means that the other team must be in here. So I'm trying to get position on these guys, so when they come out, we're going to be able to kill them.
Okay, is the jug dead?
Yeah, Jug's dead.
Okay, is this us
And as you
again?
can see, I don't know if you just saw that, right there. There's 2 guys right here, and you're going to see them jump off. I didn't see that, but Matt did. And that's why his callouts are really, really good on this.
Yeah, Jug's dead.
Okay, is this us 2? Yes, 2v2.
There they are.
2v2.
There they are.
So he tags them, I see
Yeah, hold on.
them, and this is where things get a little bit interesting because my mind thought process in this was, okay, they're pushing over here into this building right here, this small little hut, and gas is coming in super, super hot. We have great angles on these guys right now. Or Matt has a great angle on this right now because there's 2 doors to this side, right? They could run out this way or they could run out this way. So we're like, all right, so Matt's holding this angle here. So if they run out this way, Matt can easily beam them as they run out the door. So I was like, okay, well, the only other way for them to get out is to run toward the backside. So I was going to run towards here to watch that backside as well.
Keep shooting, keep
They're
shooting,
there.
keep shooting.
They're definitely in there. They're definitely in there.
Okay.
So I'm over here looking. I peek over the angle. I see them running out. I gun the first guy. I gun the
Got him.
second
Let's go,
one.
baby.
And at that point already, it was game over. He self-revives, but
see him.
there's really nothing that he
Got
can
him.
do.
Let's go,
Yeah.
baby!
And then we won. Now, well, to play the devil's advocate here and to see what these guys are doing, I don't really understand why they went ahead and rotated out towards the back here. One, you can see in this top circle here that the building is still in the circle. So they could have easily just kind of sat in there and figured out what to do. But instead, they end up running back into the zone and run all the way up the hill. Now, one thing that you have to also realize that when you're in the zone, you can't see a lot of things. That's why that guy didn't even shoot me, because you can't see anything that's outside of the zone or outside of the gas, because the gas is just so thick that you can't really see anything outside of it. So that's why, like, as you can see here,
Okay.
the first guy already dipped, and you can kind of hear him on the side.
They don't really have
Second guy dips here. I gun him down, and this guy,
Another
look,
one.
he's literally looking right at me, right? He's staring at me, but I already have my sights on him. But regardless, though, he didn't even shoot as he was running. He didn't pick up his gun or anything. He just kept running because you can't see when you're in the zone or in the gas. So it's like, if I was them and I was put in that situation that they're in, where they're stuck in this house over here, I would have just stayed in there, figured out what to do, and like try to take it a little bit more slower, because they're put in a pretty sticky situation, honestly, and you're gonna get put in those kind of sticky situations as well. But when it comes to the last circle and the last 2 teams, make sure you play patient. Make sure that you're really thinking, okay, what is my next move? What am I gonna do? And make sure that there's always a really strong reason behind the decisions that you make, and you guys will be making a lot more better decisions once you put that into practice. But yeah, that is basically it. That is basically everything that you guys need to know, in depth wise, of how we won this game, the reasons why we did certain things, and all that good stuff, man. And I really hope that this helped a lot. If it did, make sure you guys let me know. If it did help you guys and you guys feel like you're more confident in making decisions, or you guys have a better understanding of what kind of goes on in my mind or in other players' minds as they're playing the game, then that's great. You know, please leave a comment and let me know. I'd really appreciate that. But if not, then, you know, let me know some other things that you guys might want to know, you know, or let me know other things that might help you guys become better players, and I can look into it and make videos on it and really help you guys out a lot. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.